When you receive your new golf enclosure, these are the pieces that will come in a package. They will come in packaging with this foam to ensure no shipping damage. As you can see, there are a lot of pieces, and so we've done our best to clearly label them with stickers that are easily removable in order to make installation a little smoother and a little easier. The enclosure comes with a screen. It comes with sidewalls and the roof. It comes with all of the joints, including the moving ones, in order to close up the screen once you're finished playing. And then it comes with all of the poles. And this all creates a beautiful, durable, sturdy enclosure. It also comes with a pole, easily extendable, in order to make installation just a bit easier. Then the poles connect, just like so, to make it an easy, smooth installment.
And here we have the joints that are going to hold the enclosure in place on the left-hand side of the enclosure and the right-hand side of the enclosure, at the front of the enclosure and the back of the enclosure. So you can take a better look so you can understand what they all look like and have an idea about where you're going to place them during the installation. Over here, these will go at the bottom. You can tell because they have the stands to hold the poles in place, and these will go at the top. They have this handle. This is what's going to hold up the top enclosure when it comes folding down. And if you don't understand it yet, don't worry. As you go through the process of installation and folding the enclosure, you'll understand why these are placed here. At the back, we have these high quality hinges, and this is what the entire enclosure is going to hinge on. It turns and goes in. These will be the bottom ones. There's one for the left-hand side and there's one for the right-hand side. The one on the left will be shorter, while the one on the right will be longer. And then at the top, we have these. This is what will hold the top side part of the enclosure. And these will also turn to enable the enclosure to fold and open up. One on the left and another on the right. And just like the bottom ones, the one on the left will be shorter than the one on the right. And right here is the reason why this entire golf enclosure folds. We have these high quality hinges that go on the sides to fold down the sides, which you will see later after installing the product. It turns and goes in, made of high quality heavy metal. We have taken the time to put down the different joints on the sides so you can have a mental image, a mental idea of where these different joints are supposed to go. And now we shall put this in. Remember, the stand is facing inwards to prevent the pole from falling down towards you as you install the product. And we have these hinges which will go on the top to enable the sides to turn. There's one for the right-hand side and there's one for your left-hand side. When we're finished installing the structure for the golf simulator, the next step will be to put on our premium quality golf impact screen. This doesn't have any grommets or hooks. It has Velcro. And you'll use the Velcro to attach to the poles by wrapping this over the pole and attaching it to the Velcro. And we should remember that if we want to know which side is the top, we'll look for the piece that has a third strip of Velcro along the corner. It will be on both edges of the corner, and that will be useful later on during the installation process. So we start by putting it on, wrapping it around, and attaching the Velcro. Most enclosures have a single piece of fabric that goes around the structure. This enclosure, however, has 3 pieces of fabric, one in the middle, one on the left, and one on the right. Now, it's essential for you to be able to distinguish which of these pieces of fabric go in the middle, because the middle piece of fabric is the one that's going to be at the top of the structure. The middle piece of fabric has 2 foam linings on the left and right hand side of the fabric. And this lining of foam is meant to protect the poles and prevent any additional light from coming in and ruining the golf simulator experience. It's also important to remember that the back of the middle piece of fabric has a single lining of Velcro, while the front has 2 linings of Velcro, a hook and a loop. And this is to enable the piece of fabric to easily latch onto the top pole. Now, as you install the top fabric, remember to loop the fabric around the pole and then attach it to the Velcro. And it's important to remember that you want to install this on the inside metal, and not the outside. The outside is for the left and right hand pieces of fabric. Now over here we have the left side piece of fabric, and one way of distinguishing between the left and the right is by looking at the foam padding. On one side of the fabric will be 2 foam paddings. One will be to protect the top hinge corner, and the second will be to protect the bottom hinge corner. And you can distinguish between the two because the top hinge corner has a piece of Velcro going across it that will be used to attach to the screen and the top side piece of fabric, while the one without the Velcro will be the bottom. Get your top piece of padding, attach it onto the top hinge joint, and then using the methods we've used before, we can put up our left side piece of fabric. Now we're finally at the last sheet of fabric, the right-hand side. It's important to remember that the padding exists on the top hinge and the bottom right hinge, and you should place those accordingly. And as we come to the end, remember, you can always pull the Velcro. Pull the Velcro up until the end of it so it can put in tightly. There's the bottom bit. Remember to pull it up, make it as tight as you can, and attach it. And then finally, we have our whole enclosure. Do not forget to add the safety corner protection in order to protect the beams. There's two, one for each corner of the enclosure. So you just have to pull up this foam and attach it to the 3 Velcro linings that we showed you earlier to determine which side is up and which side isn't. And just like that, we have it installed.